Yayoi Kusama was born on March 22, 1929, in Matsumoto, a small city in Nagano Prefecture, Japan. She was the youngest of four children in a wealthy but emotionally unstable family. Although her family was affluent due to their seed nursery business, their home life was far from happy. Kusama's childhood was marked by emotional neglect, psychological trauma, and a deep sense of isolation. From a very young age, Yayoi showed signs of mental instability. She began experiencing vivid hallucinations at around the age of 10. These weren't fleeting or dreamlike. They were intense, terrifying, and persistent. She would see patterns, dots, and nets consuming the world around her. In one memory, she recalled flowers speaking to her, their dots multiplying endlessly. She later described these hallucinations as self-obliteration, losing one's identity in overwhelming visual fields. Kusama's mother, Shigeru, was controlling, strict, and emotionally abusive. She disapproved of Yayoi's art and would often tear up her drawings. Instead of encouraging her daughter's imagination, she scolded her for wasting time. Kusama's father was often absent and unfaithful. Her mother sent her to spy on him during his affairs, which deeply disturbed her. Despite this, Yayoi continued to draw and paint. She used art as an escape from her internal chaos. She began sketching the hallucinations she saw: dots, nets, and endless patterns. She called them obsessions and filled notebooks with repetitive images. World War II also affected her childhood with fear, shortages, and trauma. She worked in a parachute factory, sewing uniforms for the army. At the same time, she tried to keep her identity as a budding artist. Kusama studied traditional Japanese painting, but found it limiting and outdated. She wrote to Georgia O'Keeffe and received encouragement. This gave her hope. By the end of her teenage years, she was ready to leave Japan forever and rebuild her life through art. At age 29 in 1958, Kusama left Japan for New York, determined to make her art known globally. She arrived in New York with few possessions, limited funds, and almost no connections. New York's art world was male-dominated and competitive, with little space for a young Japanese woman. She struggled financially, often sleeping on floors and surviving on crackers or cheap noodles. Despite scarcity, Kusama painted obsessively every day, letting her hallucinations drive her work. She created her iconic infinity net paintings, white canvases covered with repetitive, delicate marks. These works caught the attention of critics and collectors in the vibrant New York scene. She pioneered installation and performance art, painting dots on people's bodies in public parks. Her avant-garde approach included nude protests against the Vietnam War and mirror rooms. Kusama's presence was radical. She embraced sexuality, repetition, and surrealism. Although influential, many male artists borrowed her ideas without acknowledgement. She often faced racism, sexism, and cultural dismissal in the male-centric art world. Her mental health deteriorated. She suffered breakdowns, panic, and suicidal thoughts. Once she attempted suicide by jumping from a window, but survived. Yet, even in crisis, she continued creating art. It was her lifeline. In the late 1960s, she gained recognition in the United States and Europe. Her mirror-based infinity mirror rooms created immersive dream spaces that mesmerized viewers. Yet she remained financially unstable and emotionally exhausted. By 1973, she returned to Japan, physically weak and mentally drained. She voluntarily checked into a psychiatric hospital in Tokyo and has lived there ever since. Every day, she walks from the ward to her studio across the street. She resumed creating art, painting, sculpting, and writing poetry. In the 1980s and 1990s, Western curators rediscovered her works and celebrated her vision. In her 70s, she became a global sensation. Her immersive art drew massive international attention. Kusama's youth paved the way for her legacy, relentless creation born from inner turmoil. By the early 2000s, Kusama was in her 70s and just beginning to receive global recognition. Her infinity mirror rooms gained international fame for their immersive, dreamlike experience. Crowds lined up for hours at museums worldwide to step inside her mirrored installations. Her giant pumpkin sculptures and polka dot rooms became instantly recognizable icons. In her advanced age, she continued creating massive paintings and installations daily. She lived in a psychiatric hospital in Tokyo, but retained complete artistic freedom. Her studio was located directly across the street from a hospital. Despite physical frailty, her mind remained sharp and her vision clear. She embraced her signature style, polka dots, repetition, and intense colors. Millions worldwide celebrated her as a champion of art and mental health awareness. She wrote autobiographical works and published poetry reflecting her inner world. Critics and historians recognize her contributions to feminism, conceptual art, and pop art. She received multiple awards and honorary degrees late in life. Despite acclaim, she maintained her humble and introspective character. Her message remained consistent: creation as a form of survival. Kusama inspired generations of artists grappling with mental illness and identity. In her 90s, she still painted daily, often on canvases larger than 5 meters tall. She often appeared in public wearing her colorful wigs and polka dot attire. Senior curators describe her installations as cinematic and spiritually immersive. She continued collaborating with global brands, museums, and biennales. Despite frailty, she attended exhibitions and openings worldwide. She often expressed gratitude for finally being seen and heard. Her legacy extended beyond art into mental health advocacy and feminism. Yayoi Kusama is still alive, and her life remains a compelling testament to art and resilience. She reminds us that art is endless, even when life is not. Yayoi Kusama never married and chose to live her life without traditional romantic attachments. She feared physical intimacy and often expressed discomfort with sexuality. Her closest emotional connection was with artist Joseph Cornell, with whom she shared a deep but platonic relationship. Their bond lasted for years, and his death deeply affected her. Kusama has said that her art is her true love and greatest emotional outlet. Inspired by her story? Hit like, drop a comment, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing artist journeys.